What if the ordinary penny sitting in your pocket right now carries a quiet secret from 1995 that most people walk right past? Look closer. That small copper-colored disc with Abraham Lincoln's profile and the Lincoln Memorial on the back is not just another coin. It is a piece of everyday American history that still circulates, still gets spent, and still gets ignored. Yet for those who know what to look for, a 1995 1-cent piece can stop a collector cold. This is the story of a common coin that refuses to stay ordinary. Picture the year 1995. The internet was still young, cell phones were bulky, the world felt different, slower in some ways, faster in others, and every day, the United States Mint was striking billions of these pennies. Over 6 billion from Philadelphia alone, another 7 billion from Denver. Mountains of metal turned into small change. Most of them entered circulation and never looked back. But a few left the dies with something extra. The design itself feels familiar, almost comforting. On the front, Victor David Brenner's classic portrait of Lincoln faces right. The words, "In God We Trust," curve above his head. Liberty sits to the left. The date 1995 rests on the right. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stands with its columns carefully rendered, United States of America, and a pluribus unum above, 1 cent below. It is the same design that had been used since 1959, a quiet monument to a president and a nation. Most people never notice the fine details, the texture of Lincoln's hair, the way the light catches the steps of the memorial, the tiny designer's initials. These are the elements that separate a coin that has been loved from one that has been spent and forgotten. Now, lean in. There is a variety that collectors still hunt for, the 1995 Doubled Die Obverse. On certain Philadelphia strikes, the die was slightly misaligned when it received the hub impression. The result is a subtle but real doubling, strongest on the letters of Liberty and parts of In God We Trust. It is not the dramatic, eye-popping double die of 1955 or 1972. It is quieter, harder to spot at first glance. You need good light and sometimes a loupe. That difficulty is part of its appeal. The doubling exists. It is recognized. And when found in strong condition, it moves the value well beyond 1 cent. Most 1995 pennies are not double dies. The vast majority are ordinary. Circulated examples trade near face value. Even nice uncirculated pieces often sell for only a few dollars. High-grade red examples can reach higher, sometimes into the hundreds, for the very best certified coins. The double die variety itself ranges from tens of dollars in lower mint state to several hundred or more for premium red examples. Those numbers are real, not fantasy. They come from actual sales and grading data. The market is selective. Condition is everything. That is the quiet truth about modern coins. Billions were made. Survival is high. But true gem quality with original red color and sharp strikes is far less common than people assume. A coin that looks ordinary in your hand can become something special under the right light and the right grade. Collectors know this. They chase the difference between nice and exceptional. Mint marks matter too. Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark. Denver coins show a small D. Proof coins from San Francisco carry the S. Each mint had its own production run, its own die pairs, its own small variations. Most of those variations are minor. A few are not. The 1995 doubled die is the one that still draws attention decades later. Hold a 1995 penny in your hand and the years compress. You can almost feel the machines that struck it, the workers who bagged it, the cash registers that accepted it, the pockets that carried it. Some of these coins traveled across the country. Some sat in jars. Some paid for candy or bus fare. A few never left a collection. Every one of them is a tiny time capsule from the mid-1990s. Collectors do not chase these coins only for money. They chase the feeling of discovery. The moment when a common date reveals something unexpected under magnification. The satisfaction of finding a sharp, original example that still carries its mint red color. The quiet pride of owning a piece that most people will never look at twice. That emotional attachment is real. It is why coin collecting endures. It turns ordinary objects into personal history. Condition decides almost everything. A heavily worn 1995 penny is still just a penny. An uncirculated example with full original luster and clean surfaces becomes a different object. Professional grading services measure that difference carefully. Color, strike, surface quality, eye appeal. Those factors separate coins that sit in a jar from coins that sit in a holder with a price tag attached. Look at the image of this particular 1995 cent. The surfaces show the warm copper tone of circulation. Lincoln's profile is clear. The memorial stands solid. There is no dramatic error visible to the naked eye. Yet that is exactly the point. Most valuable finds do not announce themselves with fireworks. They wait for someone patient enough to look carefully. What makes a coin worth more than its face value is rarely a single dramatic flaw. It is the combination of scarcity and high grade, recognized variety status, and the human desire to own a better example than the one everyone else has. The 1995 doubled die sits in that space, not the rarest coin in existence, not a six-figure treasure, but a legitimate variety that still rewards the careful searcher. Imagine the moment a collector first notices the doubling, the slight thickness on the letters, the extra outline that should not be there. That small discovery creates a spark. Suddenly, a common date becomes personal. That is the heart of the hobby. These coins still turn up and change. They still appear in old rolls. They still hide in drawers and boxes that have not been opened in years. Every one of them is a reminder that history does not always announce itself with fanfare. Sometimes it arrives as a 1-cent piece dated 1995. The next time you receive change, pause for a second. Look at the date. Look at the letters around Lincoln's head. Look at the columns of the memorial. You might be holding something ordinary, or you might be holding a quiet variety that collectors still seek. Would you keep a 1995 penny if you found one with that subtle doubling, or would you spend it without a second thought? Tell me in the comments. I want to know what you would do. And if this story made you look at your change differently, subscribe so you never miss the next coin that refuses to stay ordinary. The smallest pieces of metal often carry the longest stories.